Welcome back to the Behind the Print podcast, where we feature industry leaders and uncover the creative minds and their businesses within the world of professional printing. Our mission is to provide you with inspiring, actionable resources that elevate your business projects and accelerate your journey to excellence in profit and in print. Today's episode is Behind Theria. Joining me here today is David, Seb, and Victor of Theria Entertainment. Welcome to the podcast, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
So if you guys are ready, let's just dive right in. Sound good?
Let's make it happen.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves and what you guys do.
Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Seb.
I guess I'll go first. Well, I'm actually an artist, singer, songwriter. So I've been going in LA. I've been doing a lot of like shows around LA. Actually, after the pandemic, they made us sit down a second. So that's when we came up with the whole Theria. I will tell you what Theria means too, because people always
That was actually my next question: is where did the name come from?
Well, when you ask it, I'll let you do it. So when I created Theria, and Theria was basically to spotlight indie artists, good ones. And at first we started with the radio app, so we were moving on that, and then we came out with the magazine, and the magazine is showcasing art in all its disciplines. You know, music, photography, poetry, those things. It's some really great, talented people out there. And I'll let it go to you, David Italo.
Okay. Yeah, so we've been working, well, it's been 2 years now. We just had our 2-year anniversary on the 23rd.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And when we started the magazine portion, it was a lot of research to figure out a printer, what format we wanted to utilize, how many articles we wanted to have, who we were going to invite to be on the cover. So it was a little bit of a process, but we were able now to get our first anniversary issue out. So we've been doing the magazine for a year now.
Very good. Congratulations.
My name is Italo. Although you can see my name is not Italo here, but it's Victor for those that don't know. But I go by Italo because I adopted, that's my stage name. And I am a performer. I'm a spoken word artist, you can say, or a poetry artist or storyteller. There's many things in between. I met DJ and I met Seb back in 2016, I believe.
Yeah.
I was already a writer. So I wrote this poetry about the Wizard of Oz characters, like Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Witch, and everything. So, and then we got together. Seb is the one that told me, he's like, hey, you got something there. So we actually put a show together for the Hollywood Fringe Festival, which is a great festival of theater. So we put it together. That's how we got together. And then then we went to Russia, of all places, to put another show there. Then when we got back, we wanted to do something for independent artists because we're independent artists. And so we started doing something, and then we kind of crashed that ship, and then we emerged as Theria because we wanted to do something for us and with us and for independent artists by independent artists. So we put out the Theria radio first, the app, which is already running. It has a wonderful music. And I actually have a poetry podcast on there. It's called Theria Poetry every Friday. And actually daily now because we have different times that we have it on. And I like to discover new poetry, new artists. The magazine is a more challenging thing because we had to now expand our horizons. And back in the pandemic times, it was fine doing it on social media, but now that everything's open back up, we actually have to meet the artists in person. And that's been a challenge, but it's been a nice challenge because we found great artists out there, from painters to storytellers to poets to sound healers. We have so many things on the magazine, and that's what brought us to you guys, because we wanted to have a quality magazine. And the quality of the magazine, people have been raving about it. They're like, this is the best magazine ever. They are so thrilled to get it. So we wanted to tell you that.
Appreciate
And I don't
that.
know if that tells you about me or about us, but
No,
that's it in a nutshell.
no, that sums it up nicely. I'm curious, where did the name come from?
Well, Theria, well, I give it to you just like I don't know. We were out thinking, and we were just coming up with names. It was like I'm just spitting these names out. Theria, no, Theria, right? And what the name means, I had to look it up first to see what it means. It means freedom and liberation. That's
Is that like a Latin name?
It's Greek, actually. It's a
Greek.
Greek.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I looked it up, it was like a Greek or something. But the name came from, it's part of my mom's name, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just took part of her name, just kept it Theria. Her name's Yoka Theria. So I was like, you can keep that part, I'll take this part. So that's how it came out. And it's funny because people always ask questions. What is that? What does it mean? I know the meaning is wild animal. I was like, okay, I don't like that, but freedom, basically. So the name actually, freedom and liberation, which fits well.
That does fit. That fits very
Yeah.
well.
hmm That's how
So
it came
you
about. And the
so
colors, I want to give you a color. The colors basically is like, if you look at it, the actual logo is it's a gradient. So it basically represents the sun rising, right? There's the water, right? The water, sky, sun rising or setting. And the trees on the top, the forest basically represents people always like, wow, you put thought into it. But the trees represent like they drop seeds. So that's the art of people's growing and you know how a forest just expands, it
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
getting bigger. Yeah, so that was my idea of like each artist, it just expands and their work is expanding and keeps going. And it happens with theory as well. Yeah, so it all has a meaning.
Yeah, I can see that. So
Mm,
you guys help promote independent artists and you guys are based in LA?
yes.
So there's obviously a ton of independent artists in LA. There is a very broad spectrum. But what can you tell me about your typical clients?
You say typical clients, you say?
Your usual clients, yes.
Actually, there's many. I do try to find people that are serious because there's some people who want to do it for the novelty of it, so to speak. And then there's those people that actually love what they do. They're just creating and being themselves. Those are the ones that I like to target, the ones that actually love it. Some, I like the ones that also come, the ones that we get, some that we get are very, I'm gonna say neo, so to speak, very real with it. It's from the soul, basically. That's stuff I actually like because it's real. It's real situations. Just come in music forms or will come in a poetry form. Some of them are storytellers, so they would tell their stories that way. And some, it's funny because some of them are very shy about like interviewing for the magazine. It's funny to me. But our job is just like, oh, calm down. You're here. Just let it happen. We're open, and we chose to keep the magazine. It's what your answer, our question, your answer. No making up stories. Just keep it that authentic. You know, the clients are very, very creative people, very down to earth, which I like. Not to say we don't have challenges with some people, but we do have a choice of who we're going to pick and who we don't pick, you know. And then there's a plethora of indie artists. So it's really like digging through the bowl to find the ones we want, you know.
Okay.
And it's been a ride. It's
I
very
can
interesting.
I can definitely say I can see that.
hmm
So you did touch on this, helping people, these artists come out of their shells. But what sort of problems do you typically help these individuals solve?
Well, some of the artists, I try to get them to be themselves. Like, I would ask them, like, well, who are you? You know, and that's a hard question to answer, right? It was like, well, go figure out who you are, right? As much as you can, become aware of who you are. Now, once you get that part, now tell me who you are as an artist, right? And bring that because everybody sound the same almost. And my thing is to get them to truly be themselves and let that come out through the music, poetry. Italo handles the poetry most, but more the music. But bring that out musically because, some people's like, well, people like this type of stuff. And I was like, no, I don't think that's what it is. It's when you're authentic and doing you. That's how you become unique. uniquely you when you're doing yourself. So get them to align with themselves to bring that to the forefront and present that to the world.
Solid advice for both as an artist and just in general, just being
Hmm.
true to yourself, being yourself and not changing yourself to sort of fit in.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Although that's hard for them because they really want to, especially with like social media and stuff. So a
Mhm.
lot of them really want to go by, well, people like this, or when I do this, I'm like, well, I think that would make it inauthentic because you're doing it to please. And I would say like write the music for your anything you're doing creative. Do it for yourself, right? And when you do it for yourself, now you're giving it's a gift. Here, I'm sharing this with you, right? And people have the choice to take it or not, and they can't be upset with that either. Well, people don't like it. Well, no, there's going to be people that like it. There's going to be people that don't like it. There's going to be people that like it, but there's going to be people that love it as well.
Was
That it's
nicely put.
just, yes, it's just going to be a even playing ground, and that's what it is.
How do you go
And
about?
some, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
And sometimes there's people who don't like it will like it later. Definitely. Okay, I got you.
So how do you guys go about solving those problems?
With the
Yes,
artists,
with the artist of them, in facilitating them being
oh,
their
like
true
if,
self.
well, like I said before, it's like I have to pick through, especially the ones that's open. They have to be open to listen, and they have to be teachable. Sometimes a lot of people aren't teachable, and the pride get in the way. So I usually go for the ones that's open enough to hear that and really wanting to grow in their craft, not only in their craft, in their self as well. And not just look at like I'm gonna be the cover of the magazine, not no, it's bigger than the cover of the magazine. If you want to be on the cover, I need you to truly have something to say. Right. So um it's not like just taking anybody that comes just to have content for the magazine. It's truly like thought out who we would choose to be on the cover or in the magazine. So it's very thought out. So it's really like sifting through. We have to sift through so we don't have much of a problem with the people that we're going to put on the radio or the magazine or even in the events that we have.
Can I
It's very,
add to that statement?
Absolutely.
Because so we have had difficulty with certain artists, right? And we have to be very tactful because as artists are very emotional people, very fragile sometimes, right? In the sense that there's a lot of mental health pandemic. And this is going everywhere, right? Not only as artists, but everybody in the US and beyond. So we try to be compassionate about it, forgiving about it, but not let them take us for granted because many of them have, and we're trying to help them, right? If we elevate them, we get elevated too. It goes back and forth. So many of them want to be on Spotify and they want to be on billboards and they want to be on TV and they want to have it now.
Yeah, instant gratification.
And the problem is that takes a long time. And it takes a lot of people. It takes a lot, the magazine, we started 2 years ago, and when the magazine came out a year later, even that was a struggle because it's like, yeah, we have people we could interview, but what is the message? Do you have anything to say? Or you just want to be on the magazine? What is the purpose? What is your purpose? And what is your mission? And what is your message? Is the message interesting? Some people that I've interviewed, I'm like, I don't know. Give me something else, and sometimes actually they have turned around and they're like, oh, because they're nervous and whatever, they give them a second chance. And I tend to be very conversational in the process of interviewing. As you as an interviewer, you can probably relate to make them feel at ease, make them feel like they can be themselves. Not, don't give me like, I work with Whitney Houston or I work with so and so. And I'm like, I really don't care. What about you? What is your story? What do you have to say to the world? And so when they gave me that, it's like, that is what I want to hear. Thank you.
I think
And we did train them,
I think there's a lot of that going on in the world in general. People that want the reward without putting in the work.
ooh, that's yes.
Definitely.
That's definitely a big one. I'm sorry, go ahead, DJ.
One of the things that I think is really helping with a lot of the artists that we work with because they are independent is the exposure. They're getting the exposure on the radio. If they're a singer or a poet or a musician, we have commercials for them. We put them in the magazine and then help them in understanding how that is going to enhance what they're doing and where they can go with their career, with their gift.
Well said. Well said. So, in addition to music and poetry and photography, are there any other art forms that you guys focus on?
Well, Italo, he does stage plays. I'll let you do that, Italo.
Yeah, definitely. We started with the musicians, right? Because we started with the musicians, but also the poets. We are trying to expand to different sort of artists. We're looking for glass blowers. We're looking for people that do art with food, something outrageous, right? We have people that have come through that we're like, I don't know if that's an art. Is that an art? Let me see. And so we have discovered many things that have to do a lot of mental health as well. We talk about mental health a lot in the magazine and how art is helping them. And especially one that's coming up. I don't want to talk about it because it's going to be on the next magazine. But many people that are going through challenges, mental health issues that they are solving through the arts. And so I like to see that piques my interest. And if it piques my interest, I'm sure it's going to be interesting for people to read, because if it's an itemization of what they do, it's like, well, tell me more, like give me a little bit more. So I kind of have to direct the witness, right? I don't know if that makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense.
But we're trying to expand, like give me something I haven't seen before. Give me photography underwater, so dancing, many things you can think of that we are like, wait, I never thought about that. That's cool. Let me see what they have to say about what inspired them to do that, or when did it start? Because many of them are self-taught. I learned, and I'm like, wow, you just started doing that last year, and this is the kind of wow, okay, that's incredible. I don't know. It's just something sparks some creativity in them, and they go for it, and it pays off.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why I chose Theria Entertainment, because it's broad. There's many things can go under there, and we can expand with the entertainment name. So it's like many things that can come under that. I call it entertainment just so when we expand, and it expands and it opens up to many different areas, and like Italo said, like things we never seen before. And I love when we get different things. It's like, wow, I never would have thought of that. But the main thing has been what we get a lot of is music and poetry. That's been the most and paintings, the painters. We get that the most. So we haven't looked tattoo artists. We've been looking for. This is just regarding the magazine. Tattoo artists we've been looking for. DJ gathered some. Would you gather the glass blowers? He gathered the gas blowers and stuff like that to get different things out there. And I think one of the things I won't say fighting against, but coming against, it's like you have social media. So a lot of people think they can do it themselves, right? They don't need a team and all. And me personally, I think a team is important, but they think they can do it themselves. So it does become difficult in that way of grabbing them on to do that, or they would feel like we should pay them. Well, you got to pay me to put you in. I was like, wait a minute, okay, that's backwards, but okay. It's very interesting to go and get that grain. It's weird. And some people ask also like why we didn't go digital, like digital magazine. There's a reason for that. I find that people like things tangible that they can hold.
Exactly.
And that's the reason it was like, no, I'm keeping it physical. And not only that, getting people to like read in the hand. Some people like books. I like books. I don't like reading on my phone like that. I like books. And something they can frame. You can't do that with digital,
I
So
100% agree.
yeah,
100.
and mixing the old with the new, but keeping a traditional way as well, but use some of the new.
Definitely, use some of the new, but the way I feel about print is it feels more permanent. When it's on a screen, as soon as you click the button and the screen goes black, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it'll be there when you come back to it, but something that's physical, like you said, something that's tangible that you could hold in
Exactly.
your hand, something
Mm-hmm.
that you could put on, put out on your coffee table or an end table, and when a guest opens it up and
Exactly.
thumbs through it. And it might be
Yeah,
something that they never would have done if they saw it on a screen.
exactly. And it keeps them out the phone.
Exactly. And it also gets, like you said, gets them reading.
Exactly. I do find a lot of people don't read
hmm I've
um,
I've seen that as well.
instructions. I'm just like, wow, okay, you really have to
Yeah, but
talk.
we got pictures. Like, oh, picture for the, no, they say I heard that before. But we try to make it as exciting to see it on the magazine, and that attracts their attention. And then suddenly they have to read it, or they have to eventually read the article. But I think that combining a balance between imagery and text, it's very important for the most people. They want us. I want to see something interesting before I even read it. Like I like to know when I'm about to watch movies, right? I want to see. I want to have the synopsis. I want to see the reviews. I want to see everything before I even bother to spend 2 hours watching a movie that I'm not gonna enjoy. So it's like that kind of mentality with the magazine too.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you guys have such a diverse range of clientele, but can
Mm.
you tell me about a client that has really stood out? That might be a difficult question considering what you guys
Um,
do.
Let me see something here. I got to go to the latest one. Let me see. Who stood out? That is kind of difficult.
You're saying the
How
most.
how about how about I go who stood out like to me, like us
Yeah,
individual? How about we do that?
yeah, absolutely.
To me, there's this artist. She's from South Africa. What's her name? Gotta get her name.
Karina,
Karina. Yes, her
Karina
art.
Roger. Yes.
It blew my mind. I was just like, what the detailing. Just to me, she stood out. It's just like, wow. And we were gonna put her on the cover, but we try to stay in the States with the cover people. But her art is to me is phenomenal. It's the detailing, and you can tell the time she put into it. It was just when you get a chance, I'm sure you got a magazine. When you look at it, it's just wow, wow. She stood out. Karina is what's her name again?
Karina Roger.
Karina Rogers.
Mm,
Yeah, she's from South Africa. Her stuff is wonderful. It's wonderful work.
And she was self-taught. Like all
Mm,
she did is just, if you read the article, you realize these people are self-taught. She has stopped doing art for a long time, for years. She moved from Ghana to South Africa. So the whole story is interesting to me, right? And then you end up realizing that she taught herself. She went to YouTube on how to do this and how to do that, and she did it herself, and she's been doing wonderful. Like she's always amazing. I'm like, are you done with that? That one looks already wonderful. She's like, oh
mm,
no, I'm 99%, and she's always 99%, but she's always perfecting it. You're like, wow, amazing.
Not
mm.
to
Who's the,
discredit the power of print, but there is a how-to video of literally everything on YouTube.
mm-hmm. Yes, everything, everything. Nobody has no excuse.
hmm
Who stood out to you, Italo or
Oh, to me,
DJ?
I'll
Yeah,
let DJ answer that.
it's funny because I never
I
even asked. We never even asked each other this. This is a good question.
one of the people that stood out to me was Bill Posley. He's a vet. He's an actor. He's a screenwriter, a producer. He's put on plays, and his plays are comedy, but are based on things that really happened, his true experiences. And I think it really brings a lot out and makes people think. I've seen his first show, I don't know, 3, 4 times. I've seen the second show a couple of times now. His stuff has been recognized, and he's based here in LA, but he's taken his show to New York and now to London. and he's very down to earth. He is such a nice person when you meet him. And he's really open and easy to talk to. He works a lot trying to help other vets with what they need to help get through their transitions from being a soldier to a civilian.
It sounds like definitely stands out.
Besides this person on the cover, Heaven S. Cree, she started as Glinda, the Good Witch, in my show that we put together in 2018. And so when I interviewed her, I didn't realize she was an actress, a photographer, a storyteller. She has like so many things going on for her. So when you learn more stuff about them in the interviews. And it's typically stuff that I never realized that many people are doing different things and very talented in different ways. And another person, I'm looking for her right now. Where is she? Linda, this one. Linda. So Linda.
Yeah. I didn't even think about her.
She was so excited to get her magazine. She was almost in tears because she's a senior poet and she's always on TikTok doing poetry. But she was so thankful, appreciative. Yes, she was almost like she couldn't believe it. She's like, I'm in a magazine. Can you guys? This is me, guys. This is me. You have to see it. It's really endearing, and she's a very lovely person. She's going through a lot right now, and that's the thing too. We build relationships with the people that we've interviewed. It doesn't stop once the magazine prints, and we forget about them. We keep in touch. And they come back and they want to come back for more. They want to, hey, can I be in another issue? It's like, no, you can, but you can do, you can buy another magazine.
Well, it sounds like a very personalized approach. And it sounds like all those artists you spoke to or just talked about all seem incredibly unique in their own right.
Mm-hmm. They are very.
So next question, how do you guys stand out from other businesses in the field?
Well, I let me see how can I answer that. How do we stand out? Well, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think one of the ways that we stand out is that we celebrate independent artists. We don't play what's on the radio. We have such a diverse group of artists, everything from pop to rock, country, rap, you name it, we've got it. The same with poets. We have people who are slam poets and people who are more of a storytelling. The arts, they go from everything from painting to photography to sculpturing work. And we offer people an opportunity to, show their arts in a way that's easy. It's not something that's real difficult for them to do. And I think that's why we stand out, to me.
Absolutely.
Cool. I was told also, like, with the magazine, they were like, wow, I don't know why they act like magazines are wrong. But I remember someone was like, dude, you bringing it back. You bringing magazines back. I was like, I think they've always been here. We're just doing it our way. That's it. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, okay. I didn't see how they can see that though, but I do think that's another way we stand out too. I don't depend on social media a lot. I'm more of the real life type. I like the in-person stuff. Also, making sure that we are accessible for the people because I don't like robots. So I'm a human type person. So I try to bring that to the clients, the people we work with. Just bring it. We're human, you're human. Let's make it happen.
And just another touch point on that with the increasing popularity of AI, it's gotten to the point where it's pretty good, but you can still definitely tell it's AI when it comes to art.
Definitely.
It just lacks that
I think it's missing a
personality.
soul. Yeah, the soul, it has no soul in it.
Exactly.
It's like it feels very stiff. I don't allow people, even with music, some people bring they try to submit AI songs. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. Or even with art, I don't let them do that. Even if they send their music art, I just say AI is not allowed because I want them to experiment with their own stuff, their own creativity. The whole goal is for them to bring their creativity. I don't want AI to steal it away. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I'm against AI, but I don't like it.
Same.
I just feel like it's taking from us, you know. And not only that, it's going to take. If AI is doing everything, where does that leave you as an artist, creator, even you, the printer? You know, you don't want AI taking stuff, right? Um, and I feel like now it's causing what I notice is like cheaters. I'm gonna call them cheaters because a lot of people use the AI and be like, "Look what I created." Like, no, you didn't
You
create that.
didn't create that, no.
Yeah, and I just wanted to keep it authentic. Because when you do art in any form, it has to come from a place. It has to come from somewhere, right? Nobody lives your experience. Only you can convey that. AI can you can type it in there. Well, make this happen, but it's still missing that soul. You know, every brush stroke or whatever, it's not perfect, right? Or even when you sing and you don't sing perfectly every time. To me, that's the soul, that little crack that you have. Sometimes when I mix people music and all of that, I leave the cracks in there because to me that's the soul. That's the pain or whatever or the happiness. Even in poetry or when people write, sometimes there's a misspelled word. To me, that's the soul. We're not perfect, right? Two trees don't look exactly the same, but they're the same tree,
Yeah,
right?
I think a good example of that would be Johnny Cash's later works, because his voice definitely changed towards the end of his life, and it's definitely a lot different than when he was singing Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah,
But it's like you can it's weathered in a way, and
yes,
I find it very
love
charming.
it.
It's
Hmm.
it's the progression of his life in those
Hmm.
imperfections.
And you can hear it, especially if you listen from then to now,
Hmm.
and you can tell he's been through things.
Hmm.
That's the soul of it versus AI doing it. AI is going to sing the Johnny Cash song. Oh my goodness. I don't like AI. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
against
I I'm
Skynet.
art.
Creativity. That has to creativity, like your creativity, that's yours. That's yours, what you give into the world. And it comes out of something. Something's always coming out of creativity. It's always creating because there's new experiences that's happening and all of that stuff. Like, I don't know, like this situation can be turned into some kind of art because it's your experience. And each of us will see it different, right? We will see it different. So you would do yours your way. I would do mine my way. Dave and Nick would do theirs their way, which is AI is just going to give me this thing. No, I need your perspective. Let me see yours. You know what I mean? You can't do that, right? That's how I feel about it.
So, next question, and I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to this, but how has print helped elevate your business?
Who want to go for it? DJ?
Okay. I think by being in print, it's giving people the opportunity to see what we're doing and not just think of it as a concept. We've shown the magazine to prospective partners if for advertising and that, and it shows them what we're about, what we're working on, where we're taking this, the quality of what we want our work to be, and grounds it for them. And it makes it something that's visible instead of just, oh, well, okay, it could be this, it could be that. It
And
solidifies it.
I think people like things tangible.
I was
They
just
like
about to
things they
say.
can hold. Yeah, they like it. We actually framed ours,
Oh,
so it's
great.
framed. Every each one we get. But I think it's the tangible. People like things they can hold, especially when they're in it. I just think the tangible, the hold. Ooh, I'm here. You know.
And it's also like prints in its very nature, it's mostly visual, but there also is a tactile sensation you get from it when you're holding it in your hands. You feel the
Mm-hmm.
texture of the paper.
Mm-hmm. And the
So yeah,
heaviness
it's
of
exactly.
DJ, he's proud that he picked the paper when we were first looking. I picked that, because everybody see the magazine. They was like, I didn't expect it to be this. So I asked them, like, what did you expect it to be? Well, I thought it was going to be like one of those little church brochures. I was like, oh no, no, that's not what we're doing. you know, and that was our thing, to keep that and keep the consistent quality. That's why, like, when we work with people like such as you guys, it's like, no, when I find a person that I like, I want to keep them because we get to know your work and all of that. But I do think it's the tangible. I think they like holding something and the feel of it and the experience and
Definitely.
color, the
And
colors
color.
too. Yeah, because the print is amazing on it. You guys print, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
we appreciate that. We appreciate you
Mhm.
guys printing with us, and we're very happy that you're pleased with our product.
Love it, absolutely love it.
I have a question for you guys, for you,
Yes,
Connor. How many magazines do you guys print in on average? Like, do you have a lot of people doing that?
that's a fantastic question. We print probably thousands of magazines a year. It
Gee.
depends on I guess it depends on what you would consider a magazine. So yeah, we have like the magazine like with what you guys do, but we also use the same style of magazines, I should say, for things like dance recital programs, for things like
Oh,
a softball roster, for things like church pamphlets. I guess I
mhm,
wouldn't call a lot of them a pamphlet. They are a full-size magazine. And then there's, of course, the retail magazines. So
mm,
we print thousands of magazines. It's definitely still a viable option for getting your message out there.
exactly. Because people like tangible.
Hmm. Like, for
Wow,
example,
that's a lot.
I had interviewed a guy who is a coach to a youth softball team, and he has his players carry business cards. So when they go to a prospective university, because that's, their goal is to get into a decent university, they can
Hmm.
pull this business card out of their wallet and hand it to an admissions office. And when
Mm,
he told me that, I was like, that is so professional. So yeah, just going back to what you said, it's tangible and it's also more professional. Like if somebody showed up to a job interview and said, "Oh, my resume's on my phone," and handed the interviewer their phone, it's
uh,
not the most
I'll
no,
put them in the
that's
bottom of the shelf, the pile.
you can't even put them on the bottom of the shelf because they don't
That's
have a
not
physical copy to
right. Oh,
put
that's
down
right.
there.
Just delete it.
Uh, Can you guys tell me about any major milestones that have defined your company?
I would actually say the inauguration. We actually had a inaugural event last year, around this time last year. Right? No, December of last
December,
year.
yeah.
That was our first magazine event. So we have a Theria launch event, and we had a place here in Hollywood. It's called the Bourbon Room. The Bourbon Room, and also we had different of the people that were in the magazine. They came from different places in the U.S., like from New York and from Texas, and
Yeah, that was
right,
beautiful.
and yeah, and it was amazing to meet them in person too, because usually we see them on social media, and it was interesting to see them in person. So that was a
Mhm.
milestone, I think. It made them feel special because we had the backdrop, we had the step and repeat, and we had the magazines right there for them to get it like a
Yeah,
gift.
they got to perform, and we had the poets read. We had their name on the back. It was lovely. The whole thing was lovely, and they enjoyed it.
Sounds great. Sounds lovely.
Mm, yeah, and we
Can
had the
you,
teal carpet. We don't have a red carpet. It's the teal carpet.
hmm, why teal?
Yes, teal. It basically represents the theory of colors. So everything we do is going to be the theory of colors. That's like part of the whole branding and all of that. So everything we do is going to be teal. It means something. Yeah,
We're
it means
cheating.
like calming. It's calming energy. Some I forget what it means. It means something. But I wasn't thinking about that when we did. I just said I want a teal carpet, and it makes it different. So and people like it. They was like, I want to live the Theria lifestyle. I was like, okay, whatever that is, but we're gonna make it happen.
Can you guys tell me about any challenges or obstacles that are holding you back right now?
Holding us back. I wouldn't say it's holding back. It's just a challenge.
That's a good way to look
Social
at it.
media, social media is one because everybody's doing they want to do their own agendas. So, like I say, they think they can do it themselves. But I think that's okay because we do get the people we need out of it. That's how I differentiate from the people who's serious and love what they do and willing to take those steps. So that's the main one. As far as like the radio, like people are used to with the radio. This is the reason ours is streaming. It's not like a DSP like Spotify. And the reason I did streaming because I want to open people up to listen to different music, like listen to everything. I listen to everything. So the whole goal was get them to listen to everything and wait till the song come on and listen so it streams and everybody stays in rotation so it rotates. But the challenge with that is like people, well, I want to just choose what I want to go through. But my whole is like, no, things don't happen on your time all the time. Like just learn to be patient, teaching them patience. That's why I did everything I did has a reason of why I'm doing it that way. Even though if they don't get it, but that's a challenge of getting them to do that because everybody wants that it's instant gratification. And I'm trying to give them the delayed gratification to show them like you will appreciate this later. Always use the garden analogy for them. Like go plant a garden. You're not going to get them tomatoes tomorrow, right? You got to wait. And when that tomato come up, it's green. You still can't pick it yet. You wait. But once you get it, you're going to enjoy it because you put the work into it. You earned it. So that's one of the challenge. I would say it's basically people want an instant gratification. They want it fast. And I don't
I'd
move like that.
I'd say that delayed gratification is definitely something that you can savor more, something that
hmm
you work for, and when you finally achieve it, it is so much more satisfying.
hmm And it has a root. It's like you plant a seed, it grows down first to attach itself, right? Then all the other stuff comes out. That's why you enjoy it more and it has longevity. So when there are moments like when things feel slow, which is fine, but it's moving faster than we think it is, we're coasting. To me, it just tells me like, oh, okay, this is going to be lovely, right? Because we're not rushing. It's a foundation being laid, right? Whereas now people want things fast. There's no foundation, so it leaves quick. What do we call it? Microwave style. Because microwave food is never good, but it's fast. Not like if you were cooking a meal and taking the time to season it and all of those things, you know, and also being open to what comes. Like we have the vision, right? And the vision, I don't share the vision. I just see it. I keep the vision between me, universe, God, whatever. I just walk it. I'm more of a walker than talker, right? And once it's here, now people can't take it away. It's here. It's there. There it is. And on our journey to that, it's like I try to stay because I don't know what's going to show up. I don't know what's going to happen while I'm walking this journey, and while we're walking this journey, new people may come on like this situation. I didn't know this was going to happen. It's just like, wow, okay, here we go. This is a lovely situation. Sometimes bad ones happen, what we call bad. I feel like it's all in how you look at it. But the whole goal is to get to the goal. That's how I look at it. It won't stop the goal. We're going to get there. Things just show up on the way. You meet shady people sometime along the way. You meet lovely people sometime along the way, but it's all there to strengthen you. So by the time you get to where you're getting, you're more equipped to handle whatever it is you need to handle. And then when you get to that goal, it doesn't stop there because a new one starts to happen. It just it just expands itself.
Every detour is a lesson.
hmm I don't did that answer.
Yeah,
Huh?
that was pretty, that answered it perfectly.
Yeah. hmm I don't like to
So
look at it as an obstacle though, or
it's a good
optimistic or whatever. Just look at it. It's like,
it's a good way to look at it. It's just a good way to look at not just art, but life in general.
yes, in
So
general.
next question, kind of a different question. If you guys had a day completely free to spend however you'd like, how would you spend it?
I want
Traveling.
I want to go to Yosemite.
I want to tour around, the U.S. and the world.
I want to go to Yosemite, and that's been on my list for a minute, and we ain't got there
Well, ever since I have quite the list of places I want to visit. I'm in Montana now, and I have a long list of places out west that I want to go see.
Lovely. Um,
We like
I'm
to
listening.
tour. We like to tour with the magazine around. That would be great to have it be part of the business model or networking in different states. That would be amazing.
What
Well,
about
it
you,
kind of
DJ?
happened. Go ahead, DJ.
I just wasn't saying anything.
I was just gonna
Uh,
I was gonna say, if you had a day completely free to spend however you'd like, how would you spend it?
I would probably spend it at the ocean with my grandkids.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you guys are right on the coastline, aren't you?
Yep.
One last question for you
I'm
guys.
chill. I'm pretty chill with it. I don't know. A nice walk would be nice too. I'm just chill like that. Yeah.
So, one last question. How can our listeners get in touch with you, learn more, or collaborate with you guys on a project?
They can always go to the website, theoryentertainment.com, or you can go to the theoryradio.com and all of that. It all coincides with each other. So you press contact there, or you get the magazine. We make sure all the information is there as well. Or you can download the app if you want. When you download the Theory Radio app, it's all there. Theory Radio app and the Theria.com. It's kind of the same thing. The app has a little different stuff, but you can find us on either one of those and any social media as well.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Did you guys have any questions for me?
Um, I don't. I enjoy this, and
No.
I thank you again for having us. Very
Thank you.
much appreciate it.
Definitely. We appreciate you printing with us, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us on the podcast.
Definitely.
Thank you, Connor. It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Mm.
Well, I'd say that's a wrap on another episode of Behind the Print. Thank you to our listeners for joining us as we explored the artistry and innovation of the printing world. Remember, having a strong vision, building the right strategy, and using tools like print to amplify your message will make your brand stand out from the crowd. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to get yourself a sample pack today from PrintingCenterUSA.com and share it with your fellow business enthusiasts. Until next time, keep those creative sparks flying, and remember, there's always more to discover behind the print.